Hello guys, welcome to the class. Today we are going to discuss about the power screws. Power screw is a drive used in the machinery to convert rotary motion into linear motion for the purpose of power transmission. The power screws are produce the uniform motion when we are used in the applications. When we discuss about the design of the power screws, they are in the majorly two types. First one is either the screw or the nut is held at the rest and the other member rotates as it moves in axially. The best example for this screw lamp are the best example for this type of power screws. And the next one is either the screw or the nut rotates but does not move in axially. It is the another type power screw. The best example for this type of power screws is presses are the best example for this type of power screws. And next we are going to discuss about types of power screws. In industrial applications point of view, different type of power screws are used in the industries. Here we are going to discuss about majorly three types of and important power screws. They are the first one is the square thread, and another one is the ACME thread, and finally third one is the BUTTRESS thread. These are the three important types of power screws. Let's start with the square thread. The square threads are very strongest thread compared to remaining threads. Here there is a no radial load acting on the threads due to the no angle is provided for square threads. And next we are going to discuss about the manufacturing of the square thread. It is too hard to manufacture the square threads. And next, in case of efficiency point of view, the square threads are having the much more higher intrinsic efficiency compared to ACME threads. Due to the lack of a thread angle, there is no radial pressure or bursting pressures on the nut. This is also increase the nut life. The thread is difficult in machining. We are already discussed that points. There is no angle provided for the square threads. Here is any type of pressures acting on the square threads like a radial or bursting pressures. We are already discussed the threads is difficult in machining. The square thread form is a common screw. Thread form used in the high load applications such as lead screws and jack screws. Based on the cross section of the thread, these are called the square threads. It is the lowest friction and most efficient form, but it is difficult in fabricate. So this is about the clear view of the square threads. From this diagram, we are going to learn how to consider the proper dimensions of square thread. The distance between two consecutive points is called the pitch. From this starting point to and another starting point of the other thread, the distance is called the pitch. Next, how we are consider the thickness of thread. It is nothing but the half of the pitch is called the thickness of the thread. And finally, how we are consider the height of the thread. We get the height of the thread. It is nothing but the 0.5 times to pitch. It is called the height of the thread. So this is about the square thread. And next we are going to discuss about the ACME threads. Before that one, it's better to see the square thread. So this is the example for square thread. ACME threads are the modification of square thread. The slight slope given to its sides. That slope is nothing but the 29 degrees thread angle with the thread height half of the pitch. The apex and valley are flat for the ACME threads. In case of manufacturing point of view, it is easy to machine compare it to square threads. And the tooth shape also has a wider base, which means it is the stronger than a similar sized square threads. These type of threads are allows for the use of a split nut, which can compensate for nut wear. So this is about the one of the best advantage with the help of ACME threads. Let's see the major points in the ACME threads. First of all, it is provided inclined angle 29 degrees and it is easier to manufacture compared to square threads. common choice for loading in both directions. With the help of ACME threads, it is helpful to use in the both direction loads. In case of cutting point of view, with the help of ACME threads, these are very faster cutting. And next we are going to discuss about the life of the tool. With the help of this ACME threads, these are providing the longer tool life. And next we are going to discuss about the BUTTRESS thread. In the machineries, these threads form is designed to handle externally high axial thrust in one direction only. These are used only for one directional high axial loads. With the help of these threads, the load bearing thread face is perpendicular to the screw axis or at a slight slant, usually not greater than 7 degrees. In the other face is slanted at 45 degrees. And the important points of these threads, these are provides the great strength, and these are used only in unidirectional loadings. It is the example for BUTTRESS thread. Next we are going to discuss about applications of power screws. These are widely used in jack screws for the purpose of lifting oriented weights. And next, lead screws of the lathe. In case of lathe machineries also we are prefer the power screws. And third one is the screws for vices, like a bench vices applications, presses, C clamps, and in case of instant material testing machines also power screws are used. And finally, in machine tool applications for the purpose of positioning of tables, these are the wide applications of power screws. If you have any queries regarding this lecture, please comment in comment box, and thank you for your watching.